In today's video, we're going to look at some of the best ways and best avenues for you to buy your cards for your collection. There's more than just that show that you could go to. There's more than just your local shop. We'll dive into all of them and give you the pros and cons in this video. Welcome back to the channel. This is Totally Football Cards. My name's Jeremy, and today we're going to dive in and dissect all the pros and cons of places where you can buy your sports cards. Everything from eBay through to your local card show and card shop. So before we dive in, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Click that button down below. It means the world, can help this channel grow. So just click that button today. So you're loaded up, you got your cash, and you're ready to buy some soccer cards. Where can you buy some soccer cards? Lots of places. So since we're in the digital age, there are places at your fingertips where you can find cards to buy, and there are also places you can go physically. We're going to look at them all today. Everything from eBay to your local card show or card shop. All of that we're going to look into today. So the first place we're going to start is the beast, the monster of all places. To be honest, probably the best place you can find your cards, and that is eBay. By now, you've heard of eBay or you've experienced buying or selling on eBay. It is a massive place for anything and everything you may want. So what are some pros about getting our soccer cards off eBay? There are worldwide sellers here. You can find a card from Peru. You can find one from Denmark. You can find one from New Zealand, Canada, you name it. All around the world uses eBay. So your access is very broad, which is a great thing to have at your fingertips. Because it's so broad in where it can reach, that of course means the possibilities are way high. You can find anything and everything, and hopefully that card you've been chasing or that card that you really need for your collection, you will find on eBay. Another pro as a buyer with eBay is unfortunately sometimes cards don't get sent or don't get delivered. Now with eBay, there is a money back guarantee. So if that card for some reason or whatever doesn't turn up damaged, any of those issues, you get your money back. What about the cons of eBay? Well, the first one is pricing on eBay can be like the wild fucking west.
That's how it goes in the wild, wild west. Well, I'm a badass cowboy living in the cowboy days. Pinky, winky, scratch, yo, bang, bang.
It's do or die out there. The pricing sometimes makes 0 cents all over the shop. Sometimes it's confusing why a card that's only worth 20 bucks is being sold for 220 bucks. But that's what you get with eBay. Another con is that sometimes the photos and description can be very deceiving. The way that card looks in that listing can definitely be different to the one that turns up. You're looking at this card and you go, that looks beautiful. Can't wait to get that and add that to collection. Turns up and you're like, the fuck happened to the corners, man? Like, damn, it didn't look like that. So that can be a con. Postage can be a fucking killer with eBay. It's just a stark reality. Postage in general for international buyers can be quite hurtful. You're sometimes paying the same amount in postage that you did for the item. So postage pricing can be killer. The last thing that's a con going for eBay, and they do say that they do their best to stop it, is shill bidding. So for anyone watching who doesn't know what shill bidding is, basically it's someone that's selling an item and through either an alternate account or friends and family, they manipulate the price of that card at auction to make sure it gets a minimum sell point. Now, the way you can see this happen on eBay is a lot of these items that will come up for auction, you go, God, that looks great. And then an account with 0 feedback, maybe 1 feedback, is trying to outbid you. If that account wins that card, Don't be surprised a week later that item is relisted again. So a con is that shill bidding definitely takes place on eBay. They say they do their best to eliminate it, but it's still evident and still there. What about buying your cards and adding to your collection from a shop or a show? A big pro is you get that card straight away in your hand. You go in, there's no messing about, there's no waiting for it to arrive. You go to that shop, you look at that card, I want that card, I get that card, look at that card. Another pro is that if you're looking to buy a card raw and you maybe want to grade it, you maybe want it in perfect condition to down the line, maybe future sell it on, you see it firsthand, the quality it's in. So like we said with eBay, you're kind of taking a roll of the dice sometimes, hoping it is as good as the picture says. Well, if you go to a show or you go to your local card shop, you know straight away the quality of that card. You can see it with your eyes and you can 100% confirm if that's a worthwhile purchase for your collection. Another pro is just the vibe, just the experience of going into a card shop, going to your local card show can be quite something you don't experience anywhere else. It's awesome going in, looking at everything firsthand, meeting fellow collectors. It is quite an experience and a great experience going to your local card shop or your local card show. The last pro to take into consideration with card shows and card shops is usually there will be a high turnover of stock. So you go in Monday one week and there's a certain variety of cards on show. You go back 2 weeks later and there's a whole different array in there for you to look at. So usually there's always something new to look at and potentially obtain. Some of the cons of going to your local card show or your card shop is sometimes the seller, whether that's at the show or the shop, is very fixed and determined to get their sale at that price. So there is no real discussion. They're selling it for 50, no matter what, they want 50. To go in line with that, another con is sometimes, unfortunately, it's not all the time and it's not everyone, these prices that they put on their cards are overinflated. So in reality, you're kind of paying a little bit extra for the experience, but also to have it straight away. So you need to take into account sometimes pricing is inflated. Another con is you don't know what's in store when you walk into that store or show. There's the unknown. You have no idea what you're going to see. Now that can be exciting, but it also can be negative. So let's say you've driven 2 hours to get to the local shop or the local show, and then you look around, there's not one thing you want, and there can be an element of just fucking wasting my time, could have stayed at home, could have done things better with my day. So there is the sense of unknown with what's in store or at the show. Next, let's look at social media. So I'm talking Facebook, Instagram, X, these kind of places. One of the big pros is the stock availability or the card availability that you can see and find is next level. You will potentially see cards you've never seen anywhere before, and you will meet fellow like collectors as yourself. The prices and the deals that you can make usually are better than you'll get anywhere else. People that are looking to sell, usually on social medias, are needing to sell for some reason, and they need to sell straight away. So a card that normally goes for 120, Peter's happy to sell it for 80, so you can get better deals and better prices. Another pro is you are connecting with the community. So you can build connections and friendships. So that guy Peter that you just bought that card from, next time he has another card of that same player for sale, he'll hit you up possibly directly. So there's a connection and bit of ease when it comes to collecting through social media. There are two big cons with social media. One is the trust and the other is the scams. Now, what I mean by that is there aren't a lot of people that do it, but unfortunately there are some bad eggs in the bunch. So you can unfortunately, maybe, possibly get scammed from time to time. Now, this can be avoided. This can be done asking the Facebook group or people that you're mutual friends with for vouching for that person. You can make sure you're doing it through goods and services, through PayPal. There are ways to protect yourself. If you are buying off social media, for the love of Almighty, please secure yourself, cover yourself, do the right steps to avoid any scams or problems you may have. Next one is Card Hobby. Card Hobby might be a place that some of you don't know, but it is a seller or a website out of China. One of the big, massive pros is the variety of cards on sale. No matter what sport you're into, no matter what thing you're looking to collect, is immense. It is amazing some of the stuff you will find on Card Hobby. Another pro is you can find great deals. You can find great bargains that you won't find anywhere else. There are some big cons, unfortunately, with Card Hobby. One of the big cons is shill bidding. Like we said with eBay, unfortunately, it's very prevalent on Card Hobby. I know they're trying their best to eliminate it, just like eBay say they are, but shill bidding is a big factor on Card Hobby. Another con is your shipping costs are crazy expensive. So if you are going in there and you just want one card, that card is going to cost you more in postage 9 out of 10 times than the card itself. Another con is there's quite a process to getting those cards ready to send to you through Card Hobby, and it can take fucking weeks, can take months at time. So the process is pretty bad and pretty slow on that front also. And another con of Card Hobby, unfortunately at the moment, if you are in America, you just can't use it. These new incoming tariffs are going to affect you, and Card Hobby is just somewhere you shouldn't dabble in. The last one we want to look at is Whatnot or live breaks. Pros. I guess sometimes you can get a good deal. You might be able to get a great deal on a break, or in a Whatnot stream, you might be able to find a good card for about $1, maybe $2. So you can sometimes find some very good deals. Another pro, I guess, is that you get access to products early. So if someone's breaking a new product, you have access before anyone else. So I guess that's a positive also. Cons. To be honest, where do you want me to start? I am going to do videos on Whatnot, and I'm going to do a video on breaking. I will also be having a guest or two to talk about these issues in future videos. But roughly, right now, what are some cons? Unfortunately, not everyone on these platforms is genuine and wants the best for you. They just want that buck. So scammers are a big issue. Shill bidding. It is so rampant on Whatnot. It is ridiculous. And the big one, it's gambling. It is quintessential gambling. It is flushing money down the drain. It is playing roulette. It's trying to play 21. Whatever way you want to encapsulate it, it is gambling. So 8 times out of 10, you ain't getting your money's worth. That's just the reality of Whatnot. That's just the reality of entering a break. So those are some places that are essential for you to know and understand the pros and cons about for purchasing cards for your collection. With this information, you have more power as a collector, because that's what we're trying to do here. We want to empower you, help you grow your collection in a smart, efficient manner. Hopefully there's some tips and tricks and things you did or didn't know in this video that you can use and put towards your collection. In the comments down below, let me know how you like to buy your cards or where you like to buy your cards. Just hit it up down below, send me a comment. Or alternatively, tell me where you don't like to buy your cards. Get in those comments down below, fire it up, let me know. I love to hear from you guys as always. This has been Totally Football Cards. My name's Jeremy. Yeah, buddy. Let's get it.